Good morning. It is bright and somewhat early. It's before children come outside, so it's early. I wanted to let you guys know that this is the first topic of Finding Me's YouTube channel. And I must admit, there have been some distractions in getting this video done. Yesterday, I was trying to get the video done. Didn't happen. This morning I got up fooling with this stupid nose earring, and as I was walking here to the park, I realized that I left my notebook at home, and I was like, I'm not going back, forget it, just forget it. And the reason why I mention those things is because like negativity is a huge impact on you or your circumstances and your situations when you're trying to do something. And yesterday proved that. I went from park to park to park, and it was like the children followed me. Yes, I love children, but mine aren't here. They're not here, so go away. But yes, so it took some time, and finally I was just like, forget it, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna get up early in the morning, I'm gonna do it then. And here comes a person with a dog now. Just go away. Oh. But anyways, the reason why I brought that up is because I wanted to use the topic of being true to yourself. And I got that idea from a person on Facebook. I won't mention names because I don't want to put people out there like that unless they say, oh yeah, it's okay, you can mention me. She gave me a list of topics that she would like to hear. I'm assuming she would like to hear because they came from her. So I took her advice and I wrote them down. And I thought being true to yourself would be an interesting topic as a first topic because it is entitled Finding Me. And I feel like the only way you can find yourself is by being true to yourself. I'm going to use an experience that I just recently had. And the only reason why I'm using that experience is because I could relate so much to those experiences from the people that I was hearing with, well, discussing the situation with, to identify how I considered being true to yourself came to me. Oh, someone left their flip-flops. Those actually look like my son's. Sorry, a little distracted there. But to get into the topic, I looked up the definitions of truth, and I looked up the definition of self, and I'm actually kind of glad I didn't do the video yesterday because after I stopped and just went on about my day, we were on our way to Chicago to go and celebrate a birthday party with a friend of mine, and I took the liberty of looking up, because you know you can Google everything and anything, whether it's the truth that they give you or not, you can definitely Google it. So I Googled how to be true to yourself, and what I found was quite interesting. So the definition of true, of course, is like facts, honesty, not lying, not pretending, not hiding, things like that. And true actually had like a bunch of different ways you can use true in a sentence, in a form, in a fashion, which is with all words. But all of them narrowed down to one thing: facts, which we all love to agree with. It's sad that this day and age, being truthful and being true is like a disease to people. Oh my God, I don't want to hear that. That's how it is these days. People don't like to hear the truth, nor do they want to face the truth. And being true to yourself means facing the truth. Self, of course, is like an object. Why they chose an object, I have no idea. A being, which is what I relate to more. So I put the two together. Factual self. And I kind of liked that. I was like, oh, I like that. So last night, as I was riding to Chicago, I looked up, like I said, I looked up how to be true to yourself on Google. And I'm going to go to this on my phone because I want to point out some things that I found. Because it didn't necessarily take me to how to be true to yourself. It actually took me to a list of things you do, subconscious things you do when you're not being true to yourself. That was extremely interesting to me because I wanted to know more. I'm like, oh, so what do you do? What are we doing subconsciously when we don't want to be true to ourselves, or when we're avoiding being true to ourselves? It might help. Okay, I turned my Wi-Fi off. There's no Wi-Fi out here, obviously. It says that you justify your decisions. I can relate to that. You get that small stirring in your gut that you ignore. Gut feelings, you're like, oh no, that's not true. Keep going. You quickly pass off bad emotions. Yes. That's avoiding being true. You abandon yourself and your desires in small ways. Wow. Number 5 is you break promises to yourself. That's bad. Number 6, you attract drama into your life, which I thought was very interesting. I'm going to read that. I'm going to read what it says. I don't know if I technically agree with it because I read it this morning before I came out here. 7, you give away your power to someone else or something else. That is very, very true. Number 8 is you procrastinate. That's obvious. And you feel heavy without realizing it. And I got this off of, I want to give you the website. I Googled it, that I know. See, nope, it didn't take me back. But number 7, I think it was number 7. Give me a moment. Sorry. And people are probably looking at me like, what is this woman doing on the playground equipment? Let's see. Okay, you attract drama into your life, which is number 6. It says there's nothing redeeming about unnecessary drama. When you start attracting it into your life, you are distracting yourself from yourself. That's very true. It's like, okay, give me something to do so I cannot think about this. It's a brilliant plan when you think about it. If you have drama all up in your life, you don't have the time or energy to devote to what really matters to you. Being true to yourself. What's important, what makes your heart sing, what makes your soul shine bright. It's a perfect way of avoiding the fear that comes from going after whatever it is that is true to you. Interesting. I had things that happened to me. I was like, oh, look, I need to handle this first before I get my video done. That way I can just focus. I wasn't being true to myself. Where did I stop at? Okay. Drama immediately yanks you out of that tune-in space because it demands all your energy. Once you stop feeding into the drama and continue on with what's true to you, it will cease to distract you. Okay, so we all know negativity is an immense energy. So yesterday, now I'm going to go into my story. Yesterday, I was on Facebook and I met this wonderful lady in one of the groups that I'm in. And I read her story. She didn't make like detailed things about her story or anything like that. She literally just like broke it down. Like, this is what it is, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm just glad I'm doing this. And I thought that was wonderful, especially to know that there are people out here that are not true to themselves because they're being true to someone else, which I find it extremely awkward and weird now that I'm out of those situations. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, the saying goes, you can't love yourself. You can't love someone else unless you love yourself. You can't be true to someone else if you can't be true to yourself. And being true to yourself to me means honestly accepting the bad things that's going on. I mean, we accept the good things automatically, point blank, period. No suggestions, no discussion, no options. We're like, yes, I'm taking that. But the bad things about ourselves or what's going on around us or what we're involved in, we don't accept those things. We're always in denial. No, that's not happening to me. It never happened to me. I'm not going to be a part of that. Or sometimes, you know, some people just tuck it away and they pretend that it isn't there. And that's painful. They don't realize that it's painful. But they just keep going on in life. And I know someone very well like that. I'm not going to mention that person. That person is very, very, very extremely close to me. And it's hard to see that person go through something like that. Like, don't be in denial. Like, accept it. It is what it is. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means what you are experiencing or what you have experienced is bad. And you have to take that with a grain of salt and say, you know what? This is going to make me a stronger person because I'm going to accept it. I'm going to be true to myself and say, yes, this happened to me. Yes, this is happening to me. And I'm going to take it, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to show people you can survive. No matter what, you're going to survive. But like I said, you know, she explained her situation, and, you know, I saw her going through the emotional roller coaster of, like, being proud of herself one moment, and then she was go back down, and she's like, I don't know if I can do this. I just need the strength. You know, you guys, please pray for me. Send me your blessings and lift up prayers for me and all this and that. You know, I told her, I was like, you know what, Queen, you are resilient. We bend. We do not break. And I think that was a game changer for her. Because after then, I saw a lot of positive posts from her. And it made me feel good to know that she got that little energy just to keep going forward. Having positive energy is not easy considering we live in the world that we live in with the people that are in this world. Because they're like, the world is perfect. It's the people that are destructing everything. I'm checking my scene. One of those little kids creeping up on me. And then this, you know, it got a little more interesting because I was spending time with the mister, and I had already received a text message at midnight asking me some, you know, in-depth questions, and I didn't want to respond. And it wasn't because I didn't want to help. It was because I didn't know how to respond. So I was asleep at the time. I didn't realize that I had got the text until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I wasn't going to respond to a text at that time of night. And I was going about my day, and then the phone call came through. I didn't even know the phone call came through. I will be honest enough to admit that. Until I looked at my phone, and my phone was like going crazy from like everything that was being posted yesterday. So, yeah. But then, like I said, I was spending time with the mister yesterday. You know, we were having some us time. And I responded to the text because I had discussed the situation with the mister. And he was like, no, don't get in it. That doesn't have anything to do with you. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I can't explain how it's related to me or, you know, a part of me because I'm not ready to talk about that level of it yet. But the reason why I'm choosing this, like I said, is because I could relate to this woman. Like, it was like she was reliving my life. When I responded to the text, she called me. And we were at the movie theater. The movie hadn't started, which was a great thing. I was like, yes, I can answer this phone call, come back and, you know, see the beginning of the movie. So I run out and I'm talking to her, you know, she was like, I'm sorry to bother you. And I'm like, you're not bothering me, you know. Everybody needs help. That's how I look at life. And you forgive me if I get emotional because it's like, I'm reliving the whole situation. And, you know, she was like, have you ever been involved with someone that's been angry? And I didn't want to answer her at first. I didn't want to be true to myself. I wanted to, like, tuck that away because that was something that I deal with personally. It wasn't something that I was ready to share, especially with that person. So, I'm listening to her. She's like, I really hate to call you and talk to you about this, but you're the only person I know I can talk to. about this. Like, my family, they're understanding, and they're like, just get up and just leave. But I can't just get up and leave. Not being true to yourself. That's that negative energy. That's that, I gotta do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. Like, you know, let me keep myself occupied with something else so I can't go. Finding excuses why you can't go. And she kept talking, and, you know, her incident ended up being a domestic violence incident. And when she was talking to me, I was just like, I couldn't speak. Like, it was like my throat was actually tied up in knots, and I was just standing. People were walking past me, and they were looking at me, and I'm crying at a movie theater by the bathroom on the phone. And she said, I could never understand, and I still can't understand why my son's father would think it's okay for him to ball his fist up and punch me and black my eye. He beat my head into a wall. And she said, I kept questioning him, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? I am the mother of your son. And I had to collect myself. And she was like, are you listening to me? And at this point, I'm like bawling, crying, and I'm just holding back the, you know, I'm holding that back. And I told her, I said, sweetheart, I can't tell you what to do, because no matter what I tell you to do, you're going to have a feeling on your own. And your feeling is going to control what you think, because you're not controlling what you're feeling. And she said, you know, you're right. And I've thought about this over and over. And I've left, but I came back. And I came back for a particular reason. And I understood her reason, because it was for her son to be with his sisters and his brother. Because this was their first time meeting. She just had this baby. This baby is probably 3 months old. And that I understood. I wish they could have met in a better way. Even for her, because no child, no woman should ever have to go through that. Not even a man. People don't realize that men are abused as well. But I kept telling her, you know, like, she said, what did you do? I said, well, I started plotting, and I started scheming, and I was like, hey, this is what I have to do. I have to keep myself safe. I have to keep my children safe. And if that means I have to rub this Negro feet, even though I want to choke him, I'm going to rub his feet. If it means I have to jump at the drop of a dime, and, you know, when he says, hey, you know, yes, sir, woo, 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 whatever you got to do to survive that situation, you stay true to yourself. Make a plan. Get you a plan and design it and do what you got to do. Follow through. When he gone, you need to sleep. You need to get your strength up. Be true to yourself, okay? I need to know and accept that this is happening. I need to accept that this is not real. This is not a real relationship. This is not real love. This is not true love. This is not normal. I need to accept that I thought that this was okay. This is why I'm still here. I like, something about this made me feel like it was okay. Whether you said it was love, whether you said it was a baby, a marriage, or whatever the case may be that kept you in that situation that you are experiencing, where you have to be true to yourself in order to satisfy you and make you happy. Because let's be honest, every situation where you have to face being true to yourself, 9 out of 10, it's a negative situation. You're never going to have to face being true to yourself in a positive situation. You're already true to yourself. Everything is already good and vibrant. So you don't have to be true to yourself unless you're just a snake type of person. Then you have to be true to yourself in a positive situation. So I told her, you know, you need to design you a plan. I gave her some ideas. She was like, you know, I'm trying to go back to Detroit. So I'm like, okay, that's perfectly fine. What you do, if it was me and I want to go back to Detroit, I would go to UPS every moment I can. Put this here, ship it. And she was like, well, I don't have the money to do that. And she was like, I'm okay with leaving my stuff as long as I got my baby stuff. That's fine too. But you got to take care of self in order to take care of the baby. Like, I don't understand why people don't realize that. That's another part of being true to yourself. Yes, I'm without, or yes, my son or my child or this or that or whatever the case is without. Face what's wrong with you and stop hiding it. Even if you don't want to tell someone else or you don't want anyone else to know, at least let yourself know. You're never going to prosper or you're never going to move forward and go to the next situation or great experience in life unless you accept what's going on in the here and now. How can you make a change if you're constantly ignoring what is really going on in front of you? You're constantly in denial of what's really going on in front of you, what you're involved in. You cannot go forward. That's being true to yourself. That's being honest to yourself. No, I hate my stomach. I don't like my butt. But, you know, it's what I have and I work with it. So, you know, I do what I got to do to make it suitable for me. I don't care what anybody else thinks. There are times that I do. But the main part is I'm being true to myself. I'm accepting my flaws. I'm accepting the negative things that are going on and I'm turning them into a positive. We didn't learn how to turn a negative into a positive in school for no reason. Let's be honest. It's the same thing with life. Do it. Don't rob yourself of a great life. Stop surviving. Start living. Y'all don't understand what it is to be in a situation where you have to survive for 99% of your life, and then you get to a point and it's like, yes, I'm finally free, and you actually start living. And for someone to try to take that away from you, when you get to that point, you're gonna be ready to fight, ready to kill, figuratively speaking. So I really, to me, feel like being true to yourself is being honest with yourself, accepting you for who you are, facing the negative things that are going on in your life, facing the negativity that has happened in your life, accepting it, dealing with it. Don't just tuck it away. You have to deal with it. And then make a plan to move forward. Don't just, you know, cross your T's and don't dot your I's. The smallest step to a positive life can be the greatest step you've ever taken in life. I can say that about this YouTube channel. I doubted myself. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. And the reason why I felt like I can't do this is because I have the tendency to ramble, as y'all can see. But I tried it, and I'm still trying. And I stopped trying, and then now I'm doing. So take every second of every day, no matter what it is. Learn from everything that you experience, whether it's good or bad. Learn from it. Be honest about it. You have to be true to yourself. That's the only way you're going to be happy. Be true to yourself. Accept it. I know it can be bad. I know it can be horrible. But once you accept it and you are not in denial of whatever it is that you're experiencing, your life is going to move on. You're going to get better. Don't tuck it away. I used a domestic violence situation because I know that situation. I may not know it to a certain degree, but I know it. I lived through it. I survived it. And I'm loving life. And when I tell you I am loving life, I have never, ever, ever, ever been this happy in life that I can ever imagine. Even as a child, I have never been this happy. And I'm not going to go back to being sad and depressed and faking smiles, you know, to keep people from knowing what's going on with me in my life, or pretending like things aren't happening. We all do it. It's normal. And when you see someone going through something like that, remind them that it gets better. All you have to do is tell them, be true to yourself. Be honest. Is this something you want to keep doing? When are you going to be tired of being sick and tired? When are you going to make a change? Be honest. That's all you have to do. This is my first YouTube video. I apologize for any rambling. I hope you all get the message, because I really want you to know that you do have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You can find me on Google Plus under Finding Me. You can find me on Twitter at Finding Mia's Love, capital FINDING, capital M3, capital LOV3. You can find me here on YouTube, of course. The YouTube channel is Finding Me. Subscribe, stay in touch, get involved in the conversation. You know, tell me about your experiences, what you did to survive, what you did to make yourself be true to yourself, where it's a game changer. Being true to yourself is a game changer. I have an email. It's Our Crowns, the letter R, heavy at gmail.com. If you don't want to share your story on YouTube and you just want to type it, and I can post it anonymous if you like. Whatever the case may be, stay involved, stay in touch, communicate, and let's all learn and grow together. Today's Sunday. It's the first day of the week. Some like to say it's the 7th day of the week. I'd say it's the first because it's the first day on the week on the calendar. I hope your week is starting off great, and what a better way to start it besides being true to yourself. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do an Instagram page. I think I post enough pictures, but I don't know. I'm really not quite sure if I'm going to do that. Let me know what you guys think and what you would suggest. Oh, and another thing. I noticed there are a lot of teens on the Facebook page Finding Me. Involve them. Oh my God, please. I don't care who your teen is. Tag them and put them on the page. You can add them to the page. Please add them on Facebook. Please add them on Twitter. Share these videos with your nieces, your nephews, your children, their friends, and their friends' friends. I want to make sure we talk to our youth just as much as I want to talk to the adults. I made a post, and that post said, what we feed our minds is just as important as what we feed our bodies. That's very much true for me, and the reason why I think it's true is because you can put all the healthy food in your body you want to, but that ain't gonna change the way you think. You can put all this positive energy and thought into your mind, but it ain't gonna change the way you feel health-wise. It can, but it can't. Because if you putting good stuff up here and bad stuff in here, oh no, you got a bad combination. You ain't gonna get no positive out of that. that's not happening. But if you put a positive in your mind and you put a positive in your gut, you're gonna put a positive to your soul, and you can't help but shine. That's all you can do. So I am out of here for today. I'm going to enjoy myself, and I want you guys to enjoy yourselves as well. I love you, and we will talk shortly.